Welcome to the Positive Sports Podcast. I'll be your host this evening, Ed Montana. Alongside me today, my outlaw, criminal, Twitter banned brother, Alex. How you doing?
You know what? I hope that this podcast fills me in on what's been going on because I have no idea.
Without Twitter, you just...
Brooklyn Gaucho is officially dead.
You think so?
I mean, you know, it's in the appealing process, and I don't know what's going on. I do not exist on Twitter, people.
Good luck, bro.
I don't understand.
Good luck.
I behave my best on Twitter. You know that.
For the most part, yeah, you're not bad. I mean, I've seen a lot worse than what you post. A lot worse.
I did you a favor. Now you have more followers than I do.
Yeah, I know. When you get back on, I'm not gonna follow you. I don't want you to catch up.
You're the bad brother.
That's right, I sure am. Hey, for those of you watching on YouTube, you'll notice that I am a little scruffy, which for a Monday...
A little
scruffy, right? And as some of you know, it's Movember, No Shave November, whatever you guys want to call it.
Right.
And I am participating in No Shave November. I don't know what I'm going to do with this thing. I mean, I don't know if it's going to become a beard or a goatee. I don't think I'm going to do the mustache because a dark mustache like mine, I look like a pedophile.
Now, we don't want that to happen.
We don't want that. No, that's not good for business.
I think once you're like 3 weeks deep into this No Shave November, you should dye it.
Dye it like dark black?
Dark black.
Dark.
Jet black.
That would be hilarious. But anyway, for those of you that don't know, the whole Movember, No Shave November movement is to change the face of men's health. As men, we tend to be bravo, macho guys that don't go to doctors and stuff, and little things like prostate cancer and colon cancer and things like that just kind of creep up on us. Suicide, mental health issues. We don't reach out to professionals to help us with those things. So for the month of November, just keep in mind, we're trying to change the face of men's health. So for those of you out there that are a little bit older like myself, maybe time to get a prostate exam or a colonoscopy or whatever it's called to check out your colon. Don't be afraid to go get tested. Early detection means early cure. And, we want everyone to be around for a good long time. I know we've had some instances of prostate cancer in our family. Luckily, they were detected early, and it ended up being really not a big deal. Mm-hmm. So, it's something that I do every November. I grow some kind of facial hair, even though everyone in my family hates it because they think I look terrible and old and all that other stuff. But at the end of the day, if it makes one person go to the doctor, if it makes one person get their prostate checked, if it makes one man have a physical or whatever, then it's well worth it to me. Change the face of men's health. Go out and get yourself tested and, go get your annual checkup and your physical from your doctor. It's the best thing for you. Again, early detection means early cure.
Agree.
You're too young for that stuff.
Yes, I am.
Pretty soon they'll be doing the check.
You're never too young to know about it, though, and learn.
That's true.
So
that's true. So, my brother, it's been I guess every week is eventful in the world of sports.
It is.
Where do you want to go first?
I think...
Well, what do you want to talk about first? We don't even have to talk about sports. I mean, it is the Positive Sports Podcast.
It is.
We can talk about positive, or we can talk about sports, or we can talk about podcasts. What do you want to talk about?
We can talk about all three.
Or we can talk about all three. Which would be just talking about this show.
That's right.
Where do you want to go first, my man?
The only place to go is to talk about two GOATs facing off against each other.
I kind of don't like the whole quarterback versus quarterback thing. I'm assuming you're talking about Brady versus Rodgers.
I was.
Which, by the way, Brady and Rodgers were never on the field at the same time last night.
Never. And how can you have two GOATs? That's in the same sport, especially. They're in the same era. You can't have two GOATs face off.
I guess not. But I kind of get... I don't like it. They did the same thing a few weeks ago with Brady versus Mahomes in the Patriots-Chiefs game. And look... It's not Brady versus Rodgers.
Yeah, I mean...
Because they're never on the field together.
Right.
Except at the very end when they shake hands.
And Mahomes is like head and shoulders above Brady, and so are the Chiefs. So, it's like, how is that even possible? But yeah, go ahead, keep going.
You and the Head and Shoulders. But anyway, I hate the analogy.
It's my favorite shampoo.
Head and Shoulders? You don't need shampoo with that hair. I hate when they do it, but I was looking forward to the game. Although I think the Patriots are just at a different level than the Packers this year. The Packers, I'll be honest, I'm kind of disappointed, and I know some of it is the early injury to Rodgers, and I think that has changed the way they're calling the play calling of the game. They've played well in some games. I feel like the Packers are one big win away from really turning their season around, but it's not happening. They almost did it against the Rams last week.
Yep.
They not almost, but they were in the game last night for quite a while. I feel like they're close, but so far, I must admit, I'm disappointed in the Packers.
Yeah, I don't think they're as close as you say they are. I think they're actually pretty far. I think Aaron Rodgers is good to go. The way he was moving around in the pocket yesterday, he looked okay to me. I just think it's the team and the coach around him. Look, let's be honest. The teams were never, especially on the defensive side, they were never that good, the Packers.
No.
And then they were kind of sellers at the trade deadline,
I was
right?
surprised by that.
Got rid of Montgomery. I can understand why in that case. And then they got rid of probably one of the best athlete sports names in the history. Ha ha! Clinton Dix.
I love that name. I love it. I love it when he makes a play and they have to say it.
Yes.
It's the best. It's absolutely the best.
So I don't think the Packers are that good. Remember in the preview show that we did for the NFL, I didn't think they were gonna come 2 games behind the Vikings in that division, and I still don't think they're gonna come close.
I think if they win a game, if they win a big game, I think they're about to explode. They have not played poorly in the last 2 games against 2 very, very good teams. So, and I still believe in Aaron Rodgers. Now, mind you, I don't believe in Aaron Rodgers quite the way NBC does. Or ESPN. Good grief. I mean, the way you heard them talk about Aaron Rodgers, you'd have thought he had 5 Super Bowls and 9 Super Bowl appearances. Oh, wait, he didn't. It was the other guy.
Right.
Tom Brady was almost an afterthought this week, which I thought was amazing.
I wonder why that is. Seriously, because he gets all the praise when they win, and when they lose, he doesn't get the blame.
Yeah, no, it's weird because almost 95% of the time, everyone talks glowingly about Tom Brady, but this week, in the lead up to this game, it was Rodgers. The other thing that impressed me about the game last night, look, no one does next man up better than the Patriots. Because now Cordell Patterson is a running back receiver. Josh Gordon apparently is off the pipe and doing well. I mean, what is going on? It is incredible how often they do this. But this is part of what makes that machine go, right? There's a culture and a tone in that locker room, in that organization, where they just continue to hammer away, and players that were disgruntled everywhere else perform.
I don't know, man. They have a knack for picking up scraps and
making them diamonds. Making them diamonds. Yeah.
So,
that's part of what makes that organization so good.
Yeah, they do it every season.
Yeah, I mean, they did it a couple of years ago with LeGarrette Blount.
The minute you start to count the team out or Tom Brady out, that's when
or one of their players that they pick up.
Yeah.
I mean, when they picked up Josh Gordon, I immediately thought, well, Josh Gordon's going to do well there. And he is. He's doing great.
Yeah, he had his best game so far last night.
Yeah. And I think, and look, let's not overlook the fact that they did that last night without Gronkowski, which is Brady's favorite receiver, his safety valve, his comfort blanket, so to speak. He's probably going to sit one more week than the bye week, so he's going to get 2 weeks of rest, and then he's going to come back and,
Wait, the Patriots have a bye?
They play this week. I don't know against who, and then they have a bye.
Oh man!
So they're going to get 2. So they probably will hold him out this week, and then the bye. So he'll get 2 more weeks of rest to deal with his aches and pains.
Man, I'm glad you said something. I got to start planning.
Why?
Shit, I got Brady on my fantasy squad, bro.
Oh my God!
I got to start planning. I got to pick up somebody on the waiver wire. Damn it!
You and fantasy. Who cares about your fantasy team?
So the other game was the Saints and the Rams. That ended up being a shootout.
Yeah,
surprisingly.
Well, quite frankly, that's what I expected.
Well, really?
Yeah.
I mean, the Rams are supposed to have this top flight defense.
Yeah, but the Saints are all offense and no defense, which means everybody scores.
Yeah, but in sports, it's defense always beats offense.
Yeah, but in the week to week, and especially with the game being at home on turf, it just.
I think the Rams are not gonna go. They're not going to no Super Bowl this year. I really think they're being hyped.
I was gonna ask you this question: that game that you saw yesterday, did that convince you of New Orleans being a true Super Bowl contender, or did that push you away from thinking that the Rams are a Super Bowl contender? I think you kind of already answered that, but go ahead, give me your analysis.
Yeah, no, I think it did both. Remember I mentioned I don't think the Rams are gonna go that far.
Right.
They'll make the playoffs, they'll get home field, but I don't even know if they'll make the conference championship game. I mean, the Saints have been my Super Bowl pick all year in the NFC, so that really kind of cemented both thoughts for me.
Yeah, I'm not ready to sell the Rams just yet. I think there's very few places that create a home field advantage quite like the Superdome. I don't know what it's called now, but
the Mercedes-Benz.
Whatever. The Superdome in New Orleans. I think there's very few places that create a home field advantage quite like that. Yeah. I think that game played in L.A., in the Coliseum, is a different game. And I think if these teams play 10 times, it probably ends up being 5-5. I think they're really close. I think they are, in this case, head and shoulders above the rest of the NFC. And I apologize to all of the Carolina fans out there.
They're coming at you.
And the Minnesota fans.
They're coming at you.
And the Philadelphia fans.
They're coming at you.
And the Arizona Cardinal fans.
You have the whole nation coming at you.
But I think these two teams are the best two teams in the NFC. And I look forward to them meeting again in the NFC Championship game. But I think if it happens out in L.A., I think it might be a different story.
Well, it might not happen in L.A. because if they finish with the same record.
That's true. I mean, look, we still got a long way.
No, yeah, but, the Saints are my Super Bowl pick, and,
You got to stick with your pick. Hey, that's not a bad way to go. I don't remember who I picked, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't the Saints.
Drew Brees doesn't get credit, does he?
He really doesn't.
He really. I mean, seriously, when we talk about the top quarterbacks, we talk about Big Ben, Brady, and Aaron Rodgers, right? When Peyton Manning was around, we would talk about Manning, Brady, Rodgers, Big Ben.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much where it stops. I think last night. I saw something on the screen about future Hall of Famers, and they did include. They did include Drew Brees in that, so now it's like 5.
I mean, when you look at the guy's body of work, he's got the same amount of Super Bowls as Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
They both have 1.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, I think Drew Brees is a phenomenal quarterback, and not just that. I think he's a phenomenal leader.
Yes,
I think that team, he really rallies that team around him, and... what him and Sean Payton have done over the years is really fantastic. When
they're in the pregame huddle and he's leading them.
Yeah, he's the leader. So he's the leader. Look, he's great. He's a great guy on the field. Yeah. He's a great ambassador of the game, and he's a great person off the field. I'm a big Drew Brees fan. Another question from that game yesterday. What did you think about the Joe Horn celebration by Michael Thomas?
I thought the players were allowed to celebrate.
They can't use props.
They can't use props. Okay. Oh, well, I thought that was complete BS.
Complete BS
that he got flagged or whatever.
So you were completely okay with it?
I had no issues with it.
Even though it was a close game. Even though it was a close game against a potent offense.
That was that put him up 2 scores.
Yeah, but it wasn't. I mean, it was early in the fourth quarter.
Did he know that he was going to get penalized?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They all know. And I mean, it's premeditated. You can't use props.
It's 15 yards on the kickoff.
It gave him great field position to start the next drive.
Wait a second. It gave him 15 yards. They had to kick it from 15 yards further back.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not an issue when you're playing in a dome.
Well, I mean, look. the fact of the matter is, he kicked it to the 10, so that 15 yards meant he would have put it in, 5 yards deep in the end zone, probably would have knelt it. They would have started at the 25. So he kicked it to the 10, and because he kind of outkicked his coverage, the guy ran it back to the 42, I think it was. So he gave him great field position to start. In a game that's close against an offense that's potent. Look, I
don't have a problem.
I don't mind the celebration stuff. I like all the celebrations, but not when you know it's going to cost you 15 yards. You know what I mean? Like, just don't do it. And it's premeditated. Look, it was premeditated, right? He put the cell phones underneath the padding of both goalposts. So if he'd have done that in the first quarter, I'd have had less problem with it. But you got to make a call.
Why?
Well, because in the first quarter you still got a game going on, right? You still got a lot of game to play. It's different.
If he did it when they were up 14-0, it would have been a big deal. Then
I don't think it would have been as big of a deal. No, if they're up 14-0 in the first quarter, no,
it's the same shit.
No, you're right. It's the same 15-yard penalty, but the impact of the game is different, right?
I don't. I mean, 15 yards. We're in the NFL.
Here's my other question. Now that they've moved the extra point back, where it's basically what, a 35-yard extra point? Is it 35 yards?
I think it's 25.
25.
I thought it was 25.
They kick it from the 15. That means it would be on the 8. No, I think it's further back than that.
So 35.
35.
30.
A 15-yarder from there. Like, why don't they enforce it on the extra point?
That would make things interesting.
Right. The extra point's, not a gimme anymore.
Right. Yeah. That's a good idea.
Right? Why do they have to wait? I know why they did it before, because 15 yards when they were kicking it from the 1 wasn't that big a deal. But now, maybe we should revisit that rule.
Yeah, I think they shouldn't. I mean, can't use a prop? I can't wait till somebody pulls out the Sharpie. Someone's got to do it. The TO Sharpie?
Yeah, I wonder, like, if you grab a Sharpie, like, if he had grabbed someone's cell phone from the stands and done it, I wonder if he would have gotten penalized then.
Dude, Goodell would have put him in jail. That's theft. Are you serious?
Michael Thomas, you violated the personal conduct code by stealing from one of the fans. That's a 4-game suspension.
You gave it back, so we'll lower it down to 2 games.
On appeal, 2 games.
Michael Thomas, has he turned himself into possibly the best wide receiver in the NFL talk? He's had a crazy season.
I don't. No, he's having a fantastic season. I still don't think he's the best player, the best wide receiver in the NFL. But he is having a fantastic season.
And it wasn't not only this year. I mean, he had a good season last year.
Yeah, he did. But he still has his moments where he completely disappears for a game. And so I can't put him in the same discussion with DeAndre Hopkins and Antonio Brown.
Okay.
I mean, he's very good. I'd love to have him on my team, but I don't think he's quite at that level.
He's creeping up.
Absolutely. He will. He's a solid. Third. I mean, him, Julio Jones, AJ Green. I mean,
he's making a case.
He's solidly in that second tier. I just don't think he's at that elite status that DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, look at what DeAndre Hopkins does every week.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, the Texans now 6-3, started off 0-3, even lost to the Giants at home.
I know.
Ripped off 6 straight.
They are. I mean, they barely won yesterday. I mean, a win is a win, but that one didn't look too convincing.
No, it did not.
But
no, they're breaking out the smoke and mirrors. I mean, some of it is pure magic.
Yeah.
Yesterday was magic.
But I like the Texans. Another Super Bowl pick of mine. Looking kind of good, I must say. But I think adding Demaryius Thomas is. I don't think he's gonna. He's not a game changing, but I think it's just gonna help out Hopkins.
That to me was a steal.
Yeah,
I mean, they lost
5th round or something. Or
a 4th and a 7th rounder, but they swapped the 7th rounder,
right?
So it's not a big deal. So basically, for a 4th rounder, look, Will Fuller got hurt last week, done for the season, and Will Fuller is he's an excellent number 2 receiver.
Yeah.
To alleviate a little bit of the pressure off of DeAndre Hopkins. You lose him, and they start to double and really clamp down on Hopkins. It really takes away the passing game for the Texans. They don't have a great running game. It might really stall that offense. You bring in Demaryius Thomas, which I thought was a great move on their part, and now all of a sudden, you're in business. And I thought it was an excellent move by the Texans. Yeah, I thought it was a great move on their part.
I think the Texans are, if they can just find a way to protect Deshaun Watson, I was going to say Deshaun Jackson, Deshaun Watson a little better, that team could go far. Of course, they're going to run into some juggernauts. The Chiefs,
the Patriots,
the Steelers.
The Steelers are looking good.
They're looking, yeah.
I don't think, maybe he does, and I just don't hear about it. I don't think Mike Tomlin gets enough credit. Now, our dad's a Steeler fan, and he does not like Mike Tomlin. But I really think that guy doesn't get enough credit. He doesn't get all of the splash free agents. They never have a high draft pick because they're always good. There's been a ton of turmoil this year with the whole Le'Veon Bell thing. And he is just continues to drive that team forward with Big Ben. They're doing really an amazing job. They won yesterday against the Ravens, another one of those AFC North rivalry games. Tough game. They pulled it out and won. He had the best quote when they asked him about Le'Veon Bell.
Yes, I was going to bring that up just now.
Was that gold or what? We want volunteers, not hostages.
Yes.
Translation?
Oh, you stole it.
Goodbye, Le'Veon.
Yeah. There's no way you can bring back Le'Veon Bell right now.
At this point, there's no need to.
Because Connor's giving you the same production, pretty equal to.
Yeah.
And if you bring him in and the wheels start to fall off for whatever reason, you're not going to live it down.
Yeah.
And all the talk with the offensive line earlier in the year, I mean, there's gonna be locker room talk. It's not gonna be.
Yeah, look, and at this point, I don't know that Le'Veon is really gonna do himself a whole lot of good coming back.
No, he's better off just taking this year off, right, and saving his body, giving him one extra year. He's gonna get paid either way. I mean,
well, he's not giving himself one extra year because he's not gonna get paid for this year.
Well, no, what I'm saying is he's giving his body one extra year, right?
But he's not, because he's not wasting his body, but he's not earning anything either.
That's fine. He's gonna make.
So he's not giving himself an extra year.
No, you're not. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
You gotta stop yelling. No one wants to hear that.
He is giving his body one extra year of vacation, of rest, whatever you want to call it.
But my point is, he's not giving himself an extra year.
Yes, he is, because instead of playing into 30 or 31, maybe he could play into 32.
Right, but he's not getting paid.
Oh, gee, I'm not talking about getting paid.
No, but my point is, he's not spending his body, but he's not earning anything either. This year is like it didn't happen. He's taking a year off the back end and sticking it here in the middle. That's what he's doing.
You're confusing this I'm confused now.
It's not an extra. My point is, it's not an extra year. His career is not going to become. It's not going to go from a 7-year career to an 8-year.
Yes, it will.
No, it won't, because this year is nothing. It's like it didn't happen.
Right, which will give him an extra year of playing football.
No, he's going to play the same number of years.
Bell could take off 2 years and he'll still get paid. That's how good I think.
Yeah, someone will pay him.
Yeah, someone will pay him. That's how good he is.
There's a thing out there where, and I don't know how all the salary cap things work, but this would be hilarious. The Steelers can't franchise tag him. Well, they could franchise tag him again, but then it would be like a much bigger number.
Mm-hmm.
So they can use the transition tag on him, which is like $5 million less than this year. And then they have the right to match any offer sheet that he gets.
Holy crap. So Mike Tomlin's quote can all of a sudden be karma, and they could hold Bell hostage?
Kinda, yeah.
Wow, I kind of want to see that happen.
I think Bell's kind of painted himself into a corner here, because I think teams are they're not going to shy away from him. He's still going to get signed, right? Mm-hmm. But I think there's going to be a little less money on the table.
I don't think he's I really don't think he's affecting his money any much.
You don't think someone's going to give him take a little something off that contract and say, "Look, Le'Veon,
Nah.
You know.
I mean, the guy's still 25, 26.
Yeah, he's young. He's young.
I mean, nah.
He totally should have came back in the bye week.
Well, he said bye to Miami today.
Yeah, what was that about?
Well, he's said bye to Miami, bye to the nice sunshine.
Is that where he was
weather.
hanging out?
I guess so. And then
until he says hello to Pittsburgh, I don't care what he says goodbye to.
I would stay in Miami. Why would I want to say bye to Miami and go to snow and cold?
Well, right? Because there's no paycheck for him in Miami.
I mean, I would have done it backwards. I would have shown up and then...
He still can pick up $8.5 million up in Pittsburgh. He can't. There's no money, and chances are it's costing.
What, do they have a marijuana shortage in Miami or something, Bell? I mean, what's going on?
I don't know.
I would stay there.
That's awfully presumptuous of you. That's not nice.
Well, I'm just saying.
I'll tell you who else is quietly making a nice run. Carolina. Carolina's looking good. And, I mean, they're the second best team in that division right now, and I don't think they're going to catch the Saints. That's just my humble opinion. But, I mean, they are playing good football on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Did you see McCaffrey just hurdle that linebacker like he was standing still?
No, I missed that, but McCaffrey's a nice weapon to have there.
He is.
He makes that offense a whole lot different than just having Cam Newton back there. And I mean, let's not forget, Cam Newton, the Panthers, Ron Rivera, they went to the Super Bowl
3 years ago?
Yeah, about 3 or 4 years
yeah,
ago.
It hadn't been that long.
They've been there. So, they've all of a sudden turned into a...
And they were a decent team
last
horse. Year. They were a decent team last year. The injury bug just annihilated that team.
And another team that has the injury bug way back in like spring in training camp, the Chargers in the AFC. They're all of a sudden 6-2.
They're looking good. They're looking really good.
And they're doing all this without Joey Bosa.
Yeah.
And their next 3 games, if I remember correctly, are against Arizona, Denver, and the Raiders. So they could be looking at 9-2.
Dude, what is wrong in Oakland? I mean,
they're rebuilding.
I mean, good. I mean, nothing. They got shredded by a guy who rolled out of bed to start for the 49ers on Thursday night. That's embarrassing. What is Chucky doing?
I expected more from Gruden. I expected him to trade David Carr for this quarterback that the Niners have.
Derek Carr. Yeah.
And, get this quarterback from the Niners. I mean, if you're going to rebuild, might as well rebuild all the way.
Yep. You know who looked really good yesterday? The Atlanta Falcons offense finally looked good. I mean, they pretty much ran it up and down the field on the Redskins. Now, they've got serious issues on the other side of the ball, not in terms of not having the talent. Well, they don't have the talent on the field because it's all injured. It's all in the medical room. They've got a ton of injuries on defense, and that's probably gonna stop them from really making it.
They're still 4-4, and I wouldn't be so quick to say the Redskins were dealing with a lot of injuries yesterday. They had like a starting left tackle out, and then they got like 2 more injuries tagged on to them.
But again, I'm not sold on that team.
On who?
On the Redskins.
No, me neither. But I'm just saying, I don't think they beat one of the top teams.
That's the weakest 5-3 team I have ever seen.
That division's opened up. It's wide open.
Well, you got the Redskins at 5-3, the Eagles at 4-4, the Cowboys at 3-4, who play tonight.
And they lost 2 weeks ago, so this week they will
win.
So
unless the bye week was their win, in which case they will lose again this week.
Yeah, no. They're gonna win this week.
I think they will. They're playing the Titans, who are not great, and it's in Dallas, so that should help. But it could potentially be a 1-game difference between 3 teams.
Yeah.
And even the Giants at 1-7 are still in it.
They are not eliminated.
That's right.
They have a chance.
Poor Giants. Hey, they didn't lose this week.
No, but we didn't gain any ground either.
Well, that's not true. You're a little bit closer to the top.
0.5.
Picked up half a game on the Redskins. There you go. What else you got on the NFL slate?
I think we...
let me ask you. Are you still sticking to the Chiefs are head and shoulders better than the Patriots?
I mean, they're half a game better than record-wise than the Patriots.
They're a game better.
A game better?
Yeah, a whole game.
Well, then, yeah, they're ahead. They're ahead above, maybe not shoulders, but ahead above.
Yeah, you're starting to come back to reality. I like it.
I'm just saying. I mean, they're still.
I like it. You're coming back to reality. It's about time. Jeez,
you know,
as crazy as you are.
Speaking the truth.
Finally.
The truth.
What else you got?
Nothing. I got nothing else in the NFL.
That's it. It's kind of a quiet week in the NFL.
Yeah.
The trade deadline. Who made the best move at the trade deadline? Dallas picking up Amari Cooper, the Eagles picking up Golden Tate, the Texans picking up Demaryius Thomas, the Redskins picking up Clinton Dix. Who else? Who else made a big move? I think those are the 4 biggest moves for sure.
The Rams picking up Dante Fowler.
The Rams picking up Dante Fowler.
See, that tells me that they're going for it all this year, and I'm not sold on them, but whatever. Best move, man, I don't know. I'm gonna wait to see how Amari Cooper does with the. They gave up a lot for him. They gave up a first round pick.
Yeah, that's crazy. I think in terms of impact for what the team needed, I think Amari Cooper's probably the best move. In terms of value, I think the Eagles got the best there because they got Golden Tate for a bag of chips, I think.
Yeah, they didn't have to waste much. Yeah, that's true.
They just, I mean.
Well, those are those 3 teams in the NFC made moves, and
we'll see which one. We'll see which one pans out the best, right? Which one pays the biggest dividend? It may pay big dividends this year and then hurt further down the line in the case of the Cowboys, or the Eagles. It may pay big dividends for the Eagles in terms of this season and the fact that they didn't have to give up that much for them.
True.
True. So we'll see.
So let's move on to a little baseball talk because baseball's over, but it's really not.
Well, now it's time to get into the postseason awards, right?
Yeah, but you know what? Baseball goes on for like another 2 months because you have November with the awards, free agency, and then December is still free agency and winter meetings and all that stuff, and things really don't die down.
Sports are an all year round thing.
Yeah, I know that, but not really. You have basketball; they take a break from about
a week.
No, they take a break for about a week, but then July, the first week of July is free agency.
Right,
and that's it.
That's the same thing they do in baseball. They took a week off after the World Series, and now we're into free agency and awards.
But what I'm saying is, it lasts longer. The free agency in basketball is only like a week, 2 weeks.
Only because LeBron signed quickly.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm telling you, because remember a few years ago when he did the Miami thing, I mean, that one dragged on and on until he finally decided to take his talents.
He took him all right. So we got the awards. They
announced the finalists.
The finalists, they announced them today. And we'll start with the Rookie of the Year because I think this one's pretty interesting. You got 2 Yankee players, Gleyber Torres, Miguel Andujar, and then the third one, Showtime Ohtani.
Yeah.
I mean, they got very close numbers, but Ohtani just didn't play a full season.
Obviously, I'm rooting for Ohtani because I picked him, but I don't think he's going to win because he was
Should he win?
He was injured too much. I mean, his numbers are good.
I mean, they're pretty close to what... I mean, Andujar should win.
I think Andujar's numbers are the best. Although, Andujar's a bit of a liability in the field, so you can't just go with the usual batting average, home runs, and RBI. But, I'm biased. I want Ohtani to win because that's who I picked, and, I thought he was going to be the best thing ever because, what other player is going to pitch a shutout and then hit a home run the next day?
That's right.
But I think it's Andujar's.
Ohtani's got to get some votes for like extra votes for pitching, right?
Yeah,
if he didn't pitch and just hit, he would get 10 votes. But pitching and he pitched okay. Maybe an extra 10 votes? I
Yeah,
mean,
it could. I mean, that could be.
Right?
Like, there'll be people like me who are impressed by the fact that he does both, and the numbers are relatively close. That he may pick up some first place votes that way, and maybe enough to even win it. I just don't think that's what's going to happen.
Co-Rookie of the Years? We've had it before.
Oh yeah, I mean it can happen for sure, but I think Miguel Andujar is just a little bit,
Just a little better.
Plus, he's got the New York bias, which
True.
will help him.
Yeah.
I'm guessing so. The MVP finalists in the American League, it sucks that they only do 3 because the American League had about 6 or 7 decent, solid candidates.
I have a beef with that.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think that's fair for some of the other.
So let's update everybody. So the finalists are Mookie Betts, Jose Ramirez, and Mike Trout. And I guess they said Mookie Betts was the best on the Red Sox, so we'll take him over J.D. Martinez, which I think is a bit of a slight to J.D. Martinez. And then they looked at the Indians and they said, well, Jose Ramirez had better numbers than Lindor, so we'll take Lindor.
Right.
And then for the third one, they picked, well, let's just get the name that's always in there. Because I don't think Mike Trout had the kind of season that... I don't think he had a better season than J.D. Martinez. Heck, I don't even know that he had a better season than Alex Bregman.
He did not. He missed some time, but the guy still drove in 100, batted over 300, and hit 33 home runs, 34. I mean, he had a good season.
So did Bregman.
No, I agree with you,
But
but
on a better team.
100% agree. I don't think it's fair for these other guys. Chris Davis maybe should have gotten. I mean, I know he.
Chris Davis from the Orioles?
No, not Orange Crush Davis. Yellow and Green Davis. That guy's a finalist every year for like the Strikeout Leader Award.
He won the strikeout award this year, I'm pretty sure.
Every year.
God,
I don't
that
think
poor
it's
guy.
fair for these other guys.
That's right. I mean, I didn't mention Chris Davis, but Chris Davis had a monster year,
Yeah,
except
he
for having
did.
the same batting average he's always had, but still
Yeah.
a monster year.
I mean, he got his team in the play.
Yeah. In the playoffs.
In the one game, in the 163rd game.
No, that's the playoffs.
Yes, the 163rd game.
It's the playoffs. Yeah, you stepped on yourself. I love it.
Yeah, well, you know. But, I mean, out of those three, who do you... I know who you're going to pick.
Out of those 3, I think I'm going to go Mookie
You
Betts.
got to go Mookie Betts, right?
I think so.
Is it the World Series win?
Honestly, I think there's more of a conversation Mookie Betts or J.D. Martinez than there is Mookie Betts, Jose Ramirez. Well, I don't know. Francisco Lindor had a monster year. 3 finalists is not enough.
Honestly, I'm bothered by that. I really am, because I just don't think it's fair.
I vote for 10 finalists.
We should do our own voting.
That might. Well, I think we just did. I voted for Mookie Betts.
I mean, how could you not put Bregman in there?
How could you not put J.D. Martinez in
Who
there?
would you take out of those 3 finalists?
to put in J.D. Martinez?
No. Who would you take out of those 3 finalists?
Oh, Trout.
Who would you put in? You gotta. I think you have to put in
J.D.
Alex
Martinez,
Bregman.
Alex Bregman, Chris Davis. I mean,
I almost
wow.
I almost wouldn't put in J.D. Martinez just because I think they're gonna steal votes from each other.
Right? No, I would take.
I would take Bregman.
Francisco Lindor had a monster season.
Yeah, and then him and Jose Ramirez would steal votes from each other.
No, I know, but I mean, we're not even talking about Lindor. But
Yeah.
there's a lot. I mean,
Are we missing somebody? I feel like we're missing somebody. It was about 7. That's about it.
that's about it. I mean, the Yankees really didn't have any one guy that stood out above. Certainly not to the degree.
No.
these-
No,
I
that's
really,
about it.
I really think, and I mean, I hate to say that because I love Mike Trout. I mean, I think Mike Trout is awesome, but Mike Trout really doesn't belong in that conversation. I can't believe I'm saying that,
But the numbers that he put up in the lesser amount of at bats and games played.
yeah,
no?
but baseball's not a per at bat kind of thing. When I have guys that have played 162 and have put up those numbers, then I don't need a guy who's played 120.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, yeah, you're right. No, that's a great point, right? Because you have a bunch of players that played 162.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, if I didn't have if I only had one guy that played 162, then I might include him. But I've got again Betts, J.D. Martinez, Jose Ramirez, Francisco Lindor, Alex Bregman, Chris Davis. I've got 6 guys that have played 150 plus games. Man, I can't. I'm sorry, Mike. I can't put you in, bro.
Well, you know what, brother? I had to do it to you because I had to put the call into MLB and tell them, hey, J.D. Martinez was Ed's pick for MVP this season. Mike Trout was mine. Make sure mine gets in.
Now we know
you got
the
hosed.
truth. Now we
You
know
got
the
hosed.
truth. Yeah, I see that. NL MVP, Arenado, Baez, and Christian Yelich.
Now those finalists is, I'm good with those.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, those.
I don't
were,
really
I think
see any other person that I would add to that list.
those were probably head and shoulders above everybody
Yes.
else.
Who do you pick out of those two?
I mean, I gotta go with Yelich. New team. I mean, what he did towards the end of that season.
I feel
Hitting
like
2 cycles in a month.
I feel they were against the Reds. Relax.
I don't care. It's a cycle.
Yeah, no, he was fantastic. I think that what he did in the stretch run for the Brewers is going to make him a runaway winner. Actually,
was more valuable.
yeah, I mean,
Right?
he put that team on his back.
I mean, Baez had a good season too for a second
Yes.
baseman,
Yes, very good.
but you know, I just think Yelich's season was a little more, carried some more weight.
I'm going to agree with you there. Cy Young, NL Cy Young. Not surprised who the finalists are: Jacob deGrom, Aaron Nola, and Max Scherzer.
Do we even need to discuss this? I don't think we do.
I mean, the only argument to me, or I should not even to me, because to me it's not an argument. The only argument out there is DeGrom's horrible win-loss record, which in today's game, win-loss just means so much less than it used to.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm going to be a bit of a hypocrite because when we talk about the American League, part of the reason I'm going to pick the guy I picked the guy is because he won so many goddamn games.
Right.
It's a tough call. The thing that makes me dismiss DeGrom's, and not even really dismiss it, but you kind of poo-poo his win-loss record, is just the string of dominant performances of, you know, giving up quality starts, right? 6 innings pitched, 3 runs or less. I mean, and what his record would have been if the Mets had even an average lineup. I mean, the Mets lineup was one of the worst in the league.
I mean, DeGrom's quality starts were, I can't think of a word, but they were beyond quality because he wasn't even giving up in some starts 3 runs. He was giving up 1 run.
Yeah.
I mean...
And quite frankly, in some of those starts, part of the reason he got a no decision is because he got the 1 RBI
Yeah.
to leave the game tied at 1 in the 7th. I
That's
mean,
right.
it was ridiculous how many times he did it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think DeGrom... I will say this. I think that it's going to be closer than you and I think. A, because of the 1 loss, and B, Max Scherzer had 300 strikeouts, which in today's game, 300 Ks, man, that's a lot of swing and misses. So hats off to both of those guys. Fantastic. And even to Aaron Nola. I think Aaron Nola had a fantastic season. He's just a step below those two at this point.
So they finished DeGrom, Scherzer, Nola?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Maybe Scherzer ekes it. I think that's probably going to be the closest race out of all the ones that we're going to talk about, or the ones that we care about. That's probably going to be the closest one, I think. In the American League, you've got Corey Kluber, Blake Snell, and Justin Verlander. You know, I think Snell is the pick. Kluber missed some time, so I'm a little bit away from him. But what Justin Verlander did in the second half of the season, wow. And this is another place where 3 is not enough because Garrett Cole deserves to be in that list. He had an unbelievable season.
I guess my Cy Young's not going to win. Chris Sale.
No, he had too much time off.
Yeah.
But he's going to get a nice World Series ring.
True. I don't care about that. I care about him winning the Cy Young.
Well, I mean, he's going to leave with a nice parting gift, is my point.
I mean, man, Verlander's done this 2 years in a row. He easily could have been Cy Young 2 years ago.
He's getting better with age.
It's
possible.
Kate Upton, bro.
I don't like.
I mean, that would make me want to play better.
That's such a terrible take.
I'm just saying.
It's a terrible take.
It's doing the opposite of what most of what it does to athletes.
I don't give a shit who his wife is.
It's Kate Upton, bro.
I could care less.
She is feeding him good.
It could be who's that? Who's the Upton that play baseball?
Justin?
It could be Justin Upton. I don't give a shit.
Or his brother BJ?
BJ Upton.
JB, BJ.
I could care less who his spouse is.
But yeah, I really don't care who wins. But I mean, I would give it to Snell. 21 games, a 1.8 something ERA.
Yeah.
On a shitty team.
Oh, not
no,
great.
I can't say shitty. I can't say shitty.
You gotta ease back a little bit.
Yeah, I can't say
90
that.
win. 91 wins.
I like the people in Tampa Bay, old 15 fans of the Rays. I can't do that.
Yeah, 91 wins. You might want to ease back on the shitty team.
Well, in the American League, that's pretty shitty this year.
that leaves you like a good 10 games out.
Yeah. No shit.
I mean, in the AL East, they were 10 games behind the Yankees and even more, 17 games behind the Red Sox.
Yeah.
So
that's a shame.
And then Rookie of the Year in the National League, you've got Acuna, right?
Bueller,
and Soto.
Man, Soto had a pretty good season. That's a shame.
So did Bueller, though. I mean, that's gonna be a close race.
Now
too. And
Bueller
Acuna's not bad.
Now Bueller didn't. He was a late call up. Was he not?
Yeah, he didn't start the season with the Dodgers. And he will also have some influence. I know they say the postseason doesn't matter in these awards, but I call bullshit on that. I'm guessing that his performance in the postseason will have some influence.
He only got one good start.
He had more than one. He pitched well throughout the playoffs.
Damn. I don't recall their numbers. It's got to come down to Acuna and Soto. What Soto did at such a young age, he really made some milestones. Right? Being like I mean, he's like in talks with like Ken Griffey on some of the stuff he did.
He was like the youngest guy to hit 20 home runs, the youngest guy to do this, the youngest guy to do that.
I hate to give any... Yeah. Soto. I would pick Soto.
I'm leaning towards Soto as well, I think. But...
That's going to be a close one,
that's
yeah.
Gonna be,
that's going to be good.
That's going to be an interesting one to watch. When do they announce that stuff? Do you know?
I have next week.
Oh, cool.
Next week we got all the...
Hey, MLB,
awards.
Add more people to the AL MVP conversation.
Yeah, no shit.
It's just not fair.
What else
do you want to talk about?
That lets you know we have no idea where we're going.
I think that's about it.
I think so. Monday Night Football, who you got? Cowboys or Titans?
You broke it down earlier. They lost last week. They'll win this week. Cowboys win tonight.
They need to start flexing these Monday night games. Screw the Sunday games. Start flexing these Monday... Because the Monday nights games have been...
Can you imagine how much better it would have been to get Rams Saints tonight?
Or Patriots and Green... Why don't they ever have a marquee matchup like that on Monday night?
I don't know.
They really don't.
It seems like Monday night.
It's Sunday night.
Yeah, Sunday night seems to get the better games. And I don't know if that's because of the flex thing, but the Monday... Now, they can't move the Monday night schedule, right?
Yeah,
but,
true.
Like... Who thought, when they made the schedule, who thought Titans at Cowboys would be a good game to watch?
Wait till next week, bro. Giants 49ers. I mean, seriously?
On Monday?
That is horrible. Yeah, on Monday. That's horrible. Even that's...
Will anyone outside of San Francisco and New York and us watch that game?
You're gonna have... If you really want to watch football next Monday night, you just put down a bet.
Yeah. Yeah. The only people watching that game is some degenerate gambler.
Now, a good game coming up Thursday night. I think this should be a good one. It's the Steelers and the Panthers. That should be good.
Yes. That's going to be a good game.
That should be good.
See, now I can see where when they made the schedule, they thought Steelers, Panthers, okay, let's put them on Thursday night. But seriously, and even Giants and Niners, big fan bases, I can kind of understand. And the Cowboys have a big fan base. But Tennessee... No one thought Tennessee was going to be any good, any worthwhile watching.
Not prime time.
Not Monday night.
Not Sunday night. Not any night.
Yeah, stick to day game. Put them over in London if they want to play at night.
Yeah.
All right, my man. You got a shout out?
No shout out today, man. No shout out today.
Oh, man. That's a bummer.
No shout out.
I do have a shout out. Actually, before we do shout outs,
Okay.
if you want to get a hold of the show
Yes.
and share your comments and thoughts with us, you can email the show at positivesports10@gmail.com. Positivesports10@gmail.com. If you want to get a hold of me, you can get a hold of me on Twitter at eMontana21. If you want to get a hold of anyone else, good luck.
Yeah, if you want to get rid of...
They already
Twitter,
got rid of you.
Twitter got rid of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to reach out to me, email the show, positivesports10@gmail.com. That's positivesports10@gmail.com. I'll tell you what. The 12 subscribers that we have out there, and any new subscribers that want to hit the like button, comment, subscribe.
On what?
On YouTube.
Oh, on YouTube.
On Podbean.
On Podbean.
On Google Play.
Google. I love Google
And
Play.
on iTunes.
Excellent.
I am giving you guys a week or two to come up with a new Twitter handle for Brooklyn Gaucho.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I'm all game. That's right. The best one is getting picked, and that will be my new Twitter handle.
That doesn't sound like a good idea.
Why not?
Oh, we got some friends that are going to throw you under the bus.
It's all good. I'm down for it.
Pedophile 123.
Okay. Anything that will land me in jail for life is out of the question.
That's a terrible idea to let people...
I don't care. I'm doing it.
All right,
I'm
good
doing
luck,
it.
man. Good luck.
If you guys are fans of the show, you will hook me up with an awesome Twitter handle.
Good luck, bro.
I live life on the edge.
I like to live dangerously. Episode 45. Famous number 45.
Oh, crap.
I'm leaving my shout out for the end.
Man, the only one that comes to mind right now is Pedro Martinez.
Oh, that's the one I had.
Good. That's what you get.
45.
I can think of another one, too.
I just thought of another one, although
I'm going to steal him from you.
I kind of refuse to say it because
Ooh.
it's just wrong.
Trump?
Trump.
He is. Obama would have been my pick for 40. Oh, that would have been good. Obama should have been my pick for 40.
It'll be interesting next week when we do 46. You got to predict the next president. No, Michael Jordan.
No, absolutely not. That's
He
invalid.
did wear 45.
It's invalid.
He wore 45.
For 17 games. You need to come up with a better one.
Whatever.
I got all the time in the world.
I mean, technically mine is better than yours because I picked the all-time greatest NBA player. You picked
That wore
a really,
23.
and 45.
What?
You picked a good pitcher.
What other number did Michael Jordan wear in the NBA during his NBA career?
At the All-Star game, did he wear 6 one time?
Nope.
On Team USA, did he wear number 8 or something?
With the Bulls back in like 80 something.
I have no idea.
Number 12.
Did he really?
Yeah, he had to go change jerseys. I think in the middle of the game or before the game started. Someone like took his jersey or some shit, and that. Yep.
Damn! I wish I'd have known that. I'm back on episode 12.
Yep.
All right. So moving on to my shout out. Yesterday, through the wonderful city of New York, the 5 boroughs of Staten Island, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, and Manhattan, they ran the New York City Marathon. Over 50,000 people ran the New York City Marathon yesterday. 52,000 people finished. And my shout out goes to someone who probably finished close to last. My shout out goes out to Hannah Gavios. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Hannah was in Thailand in 2016 and was attacked by someone who tried to rape her in some field or whatever, in some jungle. Well, instead of letting the attacker have his way, she fought him off and ran away. Unfortunately, it was late at night, and she ran off a cliff and fell 150 feet to a ravine below, fracturing her spine. She is slowly but surely regaining her ability to walk on her own, but at the present time, she does so with the assistance of crutches. And yesterday, she decided to crutch the New York City Marathon.
Damn.
It took her 11 hours and 20 minutes, but she finished to a raucous crowd that hung out until 8 o'clock at night to cheer her on. Her comment was, I don't want to be a spectator. I want to live life like a human being. And what better way to do that than to go out and run a marathon, or in her case, crutch a marathon. Now, y'all know I went through knee surgery and I spent 6 weeks on crutches, and it is one of the most miserable experiences you could ever go through. I can't imagine what it's like to do that for 11 hours. But that's what Hannah did yesterday. And for that, my hat's off to you. My shout out goes to you. When I saw that story before the marathon, I was inspired. When I saw that finish last night, I was inspired. I've had a rough time lately with my running, and I no longer feel like I have a rough time running, because that is true inspiration. My hat's off to you, Hannah. Continue to live life, and absolutely the epitome of the way we close out this show. She ignores the negativity. She lives the positivity. And for that, my hat's off to you.
Damn, that's pretty impressive.
It is amazing.
11 hours.
11
Can't
hours.
imagine doing anything for 11 hours.
Now, other than breathing,
Well,
I don't do anything for 11 hours.
jeez.
And with that, folks, we've come to the end of another wonderful episode of the Positive Sports Podcast. Actually, one quick thing. I had the opportunity to MC a 4-mile race here in Katy, Texas, just outside of Houston. Run for the Children. So if you get a chance, check out runforthechildren.org, or you can catch them on Twitter, Run4TC. Run for the Children helps raises funds to help families in search of adopting kids. In a lot of situations, both domestically and internationally, adopting a child can cost upwards of $30,000. And this organization raises funds every year with this race to help adoptive families go out and adopt someone from overseas or here in the U.S., wherever. To date, they've helped 24 families, 24 orphans get to their forever family. And so they do a lot of really good work. Worldwide, according to UNICEF, there's 153 million orphans out there. There's 277,000 kids in our foster care system here in the U.S. I know those numbers seem overwhelming, but if you're so inclined, reach out to them. Maybe they'll put you along in the right path to help you do for one what we wish we could do for all of them. Yep. It takes quite a bit of time for those children to cycle through the foster care system. The average child spends 2.5 to 3 years in foster care until they find their forever families. And again, those numbers are quite daunting. But again, let's do for one what we wish we could do for all of them, and hopefully one day we won't have this many children out there waiting for a forever family. They need your help. I had a fantastic time. Yeah, it was a beautiful day here in Katy, Texas. It was a lot of fun for me, but the cause is far more important than that, and I just wanted to make y'all aware of that. Again, runforthechildren.org. On Twitter, you can reach them at Run4TC. Run the number 4TC. So
good job of MCing, and actually, if you want to see Ed in action doing some MCing at this event, go on Instagram. Make sure you follow us. We never plug Instagram. Follow us on Instagram. Just search up Positive Sports Podcast, and you can catch Ed in action, and also follow. What was the organization's name?
Run for the Children.
Run for the Children. You can follow them on Instagram also.
That's right. And now we've come to the end of another wonderful episode of the Positive Sports Podcast, episode 45. Hey, folks, like Hannah Gavios, ignore the negativity. Be the positivity.
Peace.